highly anticipated fashion event on the fashion calendar, Paris Fashion Week, wrapped up just a few days ago. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic continuing to upset designers, and although a few digital-first presentations took place, we saw more physical shows than we had seen in a long time. Chanel, Fendi, Schiaparelli, and Victor and Rolf all presented in-person shows. Fashion Week during Haute Couture Week calls for the best craftsmanship, and this year's Spring-Summer Couture shows have again featured stunning creations by the houses of high fashion in Europe. Whether it is Chanel's Horse Girl or Schiaparelli Couture Week, once again fashion presents a feast for the eyes. And in this video, we're going to share some best looks from Paris Couture Fashion Week, Spring and Summer 2022. Daniel Roseberry showcased his latest collection for Schiaparelli, one of the most popular designers on the red carpet this season. For the first time since the pandemic began, the house was on display at the show named An Age of Discipline, and Roseberry used this opportunity to reflect on what design really means to him after all these unsettling years. For his latest couture show, Daniel Roseberry imagined an escape into space. Inspired by sci-fi films like Dune, Interstellar, and Arrival, he called his presentation Planet Schiaparelli. He explained in his show notes that designing this collection made him realize something else, that he wanted people to feel something when wearing it. Each look is inspired by a specific piece, such as brass rings on a shiny black corset or a giant hat tied to black tulle material. The collection also contains the Medusa dress, which is made by shaping wet gold leather. The theme was echoed in the earrings and handbags. In order to humanize and democratize fashion, Maria Grazia Chiuri designed her Spring and Summer 2022 Haute Couture collection to celebrate the Attire and its craftsmen. This season's Dior Couture collection paid homage to embroidery. Embroidery symbolizes Dior's original excellence and is not just a decoration. It gives fabrics their structure and architecture. The collection was classic MGC, and it was beautiful in its simplicity. Each garment had clean lines and overriding neatness that could be analyzed and perceived as an example of a well-designed garment. At first glance, a short-sleeved beige dress might appear plain. When inspecting the dress closely, one can see the meticulous pleats that beautifully opened it up and gave it a unique texture. In addition to its clean construction, there was excellent tailoring, as evidenced by its precise hems and sharp shoulders. Chiuri's Dior Haute Couture show for Spring and Summer 2022 was subtle but made a statement about fashion's importance as an art form. Chanel couture designer Virginie Viard used 1920s-style feathers and fringes for her latest collection. Charlotte Casiraghi, who is also a professional horse rider, opened the show by riding a horse down the runway, provoking outrage from animal lovers. Models wore summer tweed suits, feather dresses, and more in a settling designed in partnership with artist Javier Velhan. He is a contemporary artist from Paris who created the collection's visual universe for the Grand Palais Éphémère. Its design was intended to evoke a sense of wonder and was described as part landscape, part garden, and part open theater stage. With his latest collection, Pier Paolo Piccioli set out to break the couture fashion rules. Valentino's Spring and Summer 2022 collection was titled The Anatomy of Couture and was unveiled today in Paris. Pier Paolo Piccioli explained in his show notes that he did not envision this idea in one single. According to him, runaway shows often have 50 skinny models and one plus-sized model. With more dynamic silhouettes, he chose tulle dresses to contrast with more dramatic and glamorous gowns. It was Glenn Martin's first time collaborating with Jean-Paul Gaultier, who recently relaunched his couture collection with Sakai's Chiteau's Abbé. Incorporating cutout details and Y-shaped silhouettes, the YN project designer incorporated JPG's iconic styles such as sailor stripes into his signature aesthetic. He described the collection as a celebration of Couture, with references to 90s JPG such as corsets and chiffon dresses. In accordance with Jean-Paul Gaultier's new approach to couture, the house team up with a new designer every season. That was all about the best looks from Paris Couture Fashion Week Spring and Summer 2022. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and share this video with your friends if you find it useful. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for further updates.